Guys, welcome back. I've got Coach Henry Toraño with me again today. And similar to the conversations that you either have heard or might hear from Whitney Reese and Michael Ben, we're trying to take this whole virus conversation into unique conversations that will directly benefit you, who wants to improve fitness, health, performance, etc. So I wanted to ask Henry actually for a couple of examples of different client types that he's worked with and how they're reacting to social isolation, training being different. Maybe they have equipment, maybe they don't. And then dig into how he's working with them and what he's asking them to do so that they can continue to make progress in the buckets that they can make progress in this time. So Henry, can you give us the first example of a type of client that you're seeing and how they are mentally, physically reacting to this isolation?
Yeah. Before I give you an example, I want to give you like the global feedback or what I got or what I sense from clients as lockdowns start being announced. And when I reach out and say like, hey, this is happening, don't worry about it. I'm going to hook you up. Here's body weight workouts that you can do at home. Just do this in the meantime. Let me know what you have and I'll structure, something more tailored to what you have and what we're doing. It was a huge sigh of relief. As in people thinking like, I all of a sudden thought I was going to do no exercise for a month, and this kind of puts me at ease. And I want to bring that up because that's number one, regardless of why it is that we're doing fitness and what our goals are. We do it because we love it. And we just want to have a platform to express that. So that's number one. And I'll ask that we don't lose sight of that because there could be so many worse situations as far as training is related. Let's keep it in the training context. But if you broke a leg, you'd be doing, no training and so forth and so on with a lot of other scenarios. Training, just considering training, we could be a lot worse right now than just having to do stuff at your house with the equipment that you have available.
Are you coming at that from like a gratitude standpoint or just kind of an awareness standpoint? Because that seems very profound in this moment. How are you coming at that idea?
I'd say, from both perspectives. I've been thinking a lot about the mindset and gratitude point this entire week because it seems like we don't get very or much good news at all in the last couple days. So just before I allow myself to feel overwhelmed, like take a step back and let's put it all in perspective. We're healthy. I have my family. I have the roof over my head where I'm going to be secluded for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, whatever it is. I can put food on the table. All of these things to me are, just that keeps me grounded. And then, okay, so I can't leave my house and I can't do this and I can't do that. But let me just think about all the things that I can do. And that's, at least for me, it's provided me a lot of serenity. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I mean, I'm having a lot of conversations with coaches and gym owners right now. And the moment that they can take a step back and take a breath, they immediately start seeing the playing field a little bit more clearly. And with that sense of calm, they can make better decisions. They feel stress, but they don't feel it being as inhibiting as it was when they just kind of were all over the place, letting things sort of reactively hit them. So I think that's a really important point. I appreciate you sharing that. What are some of the types of reactions and then how you are dealing with those reactions to help them progress?
Yeah, so like I said, first reaction is, oh my God, thank God that I do have something to do. Then they start putting some thought into it and they actually look at it written down. Then they start getting itchy. Like I need something to hang on to while I'm doing those split squats, or I need this and that. And it's got into a frenzy in trying to find equipment. But I'd say step number 2 is, I'm not saying don't try to find whatever you have at your within reach, just do the workouts and look at what I've written. Follow the tempo. Notice that you never do anything past 10 reps and have you doing like 25 to 30. So just do it. And then, huge consensus has been, holy shit, that looked really dumb. It completely lit me up. I'm sore. I've been sore all week. I sweat, like a horse as I was doing this. So, you can still get a good workout in, even though we've gone, just used to having all this gear available when we walk into the gym.
It's so funny you say that. It's like the CrossFitter who goes into like a Pilates class and 2 days later can't walk, like their stomach's blown up. It's the same idea, I think, is there's so many different ways that we can test ourselves on I shouldn't say test, but train ourselves on a daily basis. How about the folks that were going after something very, very specific in the training world, either a competition or, how are those folks faring and what are you doing to help them think about all of this?
Yeah, of course, there's several levels to that. There's higher levels of competition and then just some more weekend warrior or recreational competitors, if you will. Again, if I were to generalize, 2 weeks ago, there was a sense of denial. As in, oh, no, they haven't canceled yet, or it's in 3 months, or, they moved the date 1 month, from May to June, and okay, whatever. But then as I start getting feedback from other places, it was a matter of days before I start, like, just telling my clients, like, look, listen to what I'm about to say. You're not competing probably in 2020. So let's just, let's come to terms with that fact. Even if the whole virus situation got completely under control, even if there was not one infected person in the US, no competitions are getting sponsor money right now. So just financially, it's not happening. Yeah, like I just heard that Rogue is still going to do their invitational thing online, and they're still going to hand out $50K to the winner. But that's the one example. Guys, the Olympics got canceled, so put that postponed. Put that in perspective and just realize that we're back to just training to build and accumulate for a little while and then see what happens next year.
Which could be intensely beneficial for some folks, like to get really focused for a long period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. For not only for athletes, but at least for coaches who have any idea of what they're doing, having what we're always talking about, what is an off season? Like this really does afford us like a little reset, and like you're actually going to get a full year of doing what you need to do, not what we have to do because of a date.
It'd be fascinating if we could track very closely the amount of aches and pains and tweaks and small little injuries that don't happen in late 2020 when people are back in the gym, or maybe they do. It'd be really interesting to see what happens. But I bet a lot of people who are training really hard could use 2 months of not training really hard. Interesting. How about, let's call them everyday performance type people, folks who want to win at home, win in the boardroom. Like, how are those folks reacting to this? What are you working with them on?
Well, yeah, that avatar that you just described, for the most part, is trying to add workouts or physical activity to fill that void. That's not the extra time, if you will. Again, I think it's highly dependent on the person and what drives them and whatnot. But in that case, what I'm trying to get at least my clients to understand is like, let's just stick to our plan. This is what we do for workouts. If you have an extra 3 hours in the day, maybe we can go 15 minutes longer in total duration of the session. That doesn't mean you get 3 hours worth of workout.
Yeah.
Because and I don't want to take it to the lifestyle piece, even though they're so closely interconnected. But what I'm trying to do right now is build sustainable habits, both what they're doing for workouts and what they're doing outside of the gym, which happens to be home right now. But I want to put into practice pieces that will carry over and that we can hold on to and continue to practice after this whole ordeal is over.
What is what would you say has caused the most amount of distress? Obviously, you've worked with all of your clients on it, so it's probably handled for all of your clients. But what do you think is causing the most distress right now?
Man, it's uncertainty. It's not working out alone. It's not fear of the virus itself. It's the fact that, and we may joke about it, but being at home for a month with your spouse or alone or with 5 kids, that's very intimidating. Mostly because hardly anybody actually has done that before.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like uncharted waters, and you don't know if you should shake somebody's hand, and you don't know if you should go to the grocery store, and you don't know if you're going to die or if you're going to be asymptomatic if you do get the virus, and you don't know what's going to happen financially in 3 months and in 3 years where you're standing. So we have no idea what's going to happen. Again, that's very scary, and I obviously don't have a solution to that. Again, just come to terms with the fact that I don't know what's happening and what's going to happen for sure. Absolutely nobody knows this, and whoever says they do, they're lying, because nobody has actually done it and been through it. So we're all in the same boat, and there's nothing left to do than just, pretty much do what you can, and let's wait and see.
Yep. I love it. Right to the point. Henry, I really appreciate you coming on. Guys, if you are thinking about all of these points, everybody's going to have a unique reaction. So don't judge whatever reaction you have. Just try to understand it and ask yourself questions about it. And then replay this and listen to some of those different examples of what he's working on with his clients, because you can't control everything, but the things that you can control, you can still make some progress in, particularly habits, behaviors, etc. So try to find some comfort in that. And Henry, thanks for coming on, man. We'll see everybody next time.
Absolutely. See ya.